My father had a shoe factory, and I helped in the factory when I was a kid. I had a sister, she was about 20, a brother, 12 or 13, a little sister, 8 years old or 9 years old, in 1939. When the Germans came in, all this changed. My parents were shipped away to Treblinka. I didn't see them anymore. I didn't see my sister, I didn't see my brother, I didn't see nobody, my mother, my father, everybody was killed. But the people existed, they were in this world, they were living, they had family, they had children, they laughed, they sang, they ate, but now they disappeared completely. I looked for people after the war, I couldn't find nobody. I couldn't find I thought maybe my sister survived somewhere, maybe something. No. I traveled all over Poland, all over Germany, looking for family. Everybody wants some closure, wants to find out about their family. It shows my mother, my father's name, my sisters, my brother, what kind of profession they had. That's the only thing I have is the names written up on a piece of paper. I have no pictures, I have no ID, no nothing. It's a unbelievable story. But it happened. And I could show the world that it happened.
A lot of information that survived the war, but no one had access to it and no one really knew about it. And there's a big part of the story of what happened to victims and even facts about survivors that has been unknown for 6-7 decades, but now is capable of being known. For 63 years, he did not know what happened to his father. He didn't know how he died or where he died.
I was a boy, a 14-year-old boy, 15-year-old boy. And my father went to work, and then we were in camp together, and then he got lost. I felt an enormous guilt. What if I didn't leave him? What if I stayed that night and he would be with us? Why did I lose my father after all these years of suffering and so close to being freed?
I received from the museum a document, and on the list was my grandfather's name, his date of birth, his place of birth, and a grave number. So he survived. He survived liberation. He was taken to a hospital in Wales, and he died 4 days later.
Now I know where my father is. It's not easier that I know, but at least I know.
I always knew what had happened to my parents, and especially because I started to ask questions about why I had no grandparents, it became obvious to me that our family was different from everybody else's and that there were stories there that I needed to understand. Here at the U.S. Holocaust Memorial Museum as part of a group of teachers, and a bunch of us went up to the survivor registry so that I could show them my parents' records. I thought I had seen them all. I was shown a document that was a list of forced laborers. On that document were the names of my father, my uncle, and my grandfather. I was not surprised that they were in forced labor. What surprised me was that my grandfather's birth date was on the list. With both my father and my uncle gone, I had never been able to ask anyone, when was my grandfather born? How old was he when all of this happened? And suddenly here it was on this document. Not only did I learn the date and time of my grandfather's death, I learned where he had died and what he had died from. It made him into a real person for me, not a ghost of the past, someone that I had never met, someone that I was only told stories about. The fact that there were documents to prove that he had once lived and that he had died, that was an amazing find.